body. So a little more of an active class today with a focus on core, so lots of planks. So we will start on our backs like normal. So just come onto your back, you can bring your arms and your legs out nice and wide, and we will get started. So palms turn up to face the ceiling. Just give your shoulders a tuck under. Let your heels walk out to the edges of your mat. Let your toes splay. And close your eyes if that's comfortable. And then just starting to find that connection to your breath. Inhaling through your nose, letting your belly rise. And exhaling through your nose, let your shoulders soften, let your back get heavier. Okay, so just finding about 5 or 6 breaths like that, just creating that rhythm, clearing the mind of any distractions. Just letting any tension soften from your muscles. And just really feeling what's going on in your body this morning, any stiffness, soreness, anything that you're holding on to. You can keep that breath going. And then just start to invite some gentle movements into your fingers and your toes. You can roll your wrists and your ankles. And then just eventually drawing your heels together at the back of the mat. Reach your arms overhead. Take an inhale. Find a full body stretch. Point the toes. Get as long as you can here. And exhale. Let your body relax completely. Good. One more like that. Deep breath in. Reach. Point the toes. And exhale to soften. Step the feet onto the floor. Draw your knees in toward your chest, wrap the arms around the shins, give yourself a squeeze, and press into your lower back as you draw your thighs toward your belly, toward your chest. Good. Rocking side to side here. And now we're going to keep the right knee in, start to extend your left leg. You're going to hover your left leg off of the mat just by about an inch or so. Head stays rooted. Squeeze that right leg in. Draw your belly down, and now little 1-inch lifts with your left leg. So lift, lift. So you're waking up the top of that left thigh. You want to keep your left foot flexed as well. So really push out through the heel, curl the toes back to the face. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left knee in, right leg long, switch the grip. Again, same shape. So the right leg hovers just 1 inch off of the mat. Pull the abs in and find that little lift again. Press up and up. So you're using the muscles in your thigh to lift that leg just 1 inch, really controlled. Good. Keep breathing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right knee in, arms around the shins. Can lift your head, curl your chin to your chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze here. Take a breath in and a breath out. Lower your head, bring your legs to a tabletop position. So your knees are stacked on top of your hips, and start to extend your fingers to the ceiling. Draw your abs down. On your inhale, right arm and left leg extend out to a hover. Exhale, come back through center. Breath in, left arm, right leg, reach out, hover. Exhale, come back. Good, so keep moving through those. Inhale to stretch. Exhale, use your abs, come back. Good, deep breath in, left arm, right leg. Exhale, center. Do 3 more on each side here. So maintaining that pace, slow and controlled movements, creating a bit of heat through your abdominals here first thing. Good, last one. And then hugging thighs in, just give yourself a little squeeze. And you're gonna step your feet down onto the mat distance apart. Toes turn out just on a slight angle. And you can just plant your hands alongside. You can, or you can hold on to the edges of your mat. You're gonna lift your hips up just to a hover. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, engage your glutes and your hamstrings. Press your hips up nice and high. Breath in, hips come down just to a hover. Exhale, squeeze, lift up all the way. Good, breath in, come down to that hover. Exhale, squeeze, press up. So keep moving. We are warming up our glutes, our hamstrings, also stretching out any tension in our abdominals. Try to stay soft through your toes. Press down through your heels here. Really squeeze your glutes right at the top. 5 more here. Stay with that pace. Good, last 4. For 3. Final 2. So this last one, you're gonna hold your hips at their highest point. Good, squeeze those glutes, squeeze those hamstrings, lift up a little bit higher. Make sure you're breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully roll down, keep your feet mat distance, and then just give your knees a little sway back and forth, back and forth. A few times. Good, and as your knees come back through center, either arm can reach overhead, roll onto that side, and we will meet in a wide-legged child's pose. So wide-legged child's pose, hips to the heels, knees are about mat distance. Rest your forehead to the mat and walk your hands forward. Good, really press back and down through your hips. Breathing into the lower back here, the chest, the shoulders, the underarms. Good, and walk both of your hands to the left side of the mat, right hand stacks on top. Try to get into that right side body, push back and down through the right hip. And then all the way to the opposite side, left hand on top. Press those hips back and down to the left. Couple of breaths. And back through center, fingers are spread wide, root into the hands, come forward, tabletop. So before we get into our cat-cows, a little more core work here. So you're going to extend your right arm forward, reach your left foot back. Good, so sort of same position, but this time we're just on our front. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze elbow and knee together. Good, breathe in, reach out, get nice and long, strong abs. Exhale, squeeze it in. Breath in for that extension. Exhale, squeeze. 3 more here. Last 2. And 1. Good, back to your tabletop. Reset if you need to, and we'll head right into the opposite side. So left arm or right leg, pull the abs in, take a breath in. Exhale, squeeze around the spine. Good, breathing in, reach it out. Exhale, squeeze it in. Keep moving, really press down through that right hand. Fingers are spread wide. Hips are square to the mat. You've got 3 more here. Beautiful. End of the third, back to tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, a few cat-cow. Inhale, belly drops. Lift the gaze, roll the shoulders back. And exhale, press into your hands around the spine, push up between the shoulder blades. Good. Inhale, scooping through your lower back, lift the chin. Exhale, round the spine. Do 3 more here. Good. Last 2. Waking up our spine. Good. End of that last one. Come back to neutral. You're going to stay in tabletop. Tuck the toes under. Now just start to hover your knees off of the mat. So lots of core strength involved here. Draw those abs in. Roll the shoulders back. Back of neck is nice and long here. Fingers are spread wide. Try to push the floor away from you as you broaden across your chest. Make sure you're breathing here in and out through the nose. Good. Gazes just slightly forward so your neck is long. You're here for 3 more cycles of breath. Take your time. Last one. And then lifting the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Walk it out here. Back and forth, back and forth. All right, so we're going to start to move through some vinyasas, just modified to start today. So on your inhale, you're going to come forward to a high plank, high push-up. Draw the abs in, drop the knees down. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower all the way to your stomach. You're going to press into the shoelace parts of your feet here. On your inhale, hover the chest and the hands off of the mat. Gaze stays low. Now on your exhale, just soften. So we're waking up the back body here. Take a breath in, peel the chest off of the mat, little to no weight in your hands. Exhale, you lower. 1 more, just like that, breath in. This time on your exhale, press it back tabletop, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Again, walk it out, back and forth, back and forth. All right, inhale, come forward, high plank, high push-up. Knees come down, untuck the toes. Exhale, elbows graze against your rib cage as you lower. Again, inhale, hover the chest, little to no weight in the hands. This is your cobra pose. Exhale, soften. 2 more, just like that. Breath in. Breath out, lower. 1 more here, inhale. And on the exhale, press it back, tabletop, downward facing dog. Okay, so let's send our right toes high to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in here, reach through the toes, and on your exhale, start to bring your knee in toward your nose as you round your spine. Inhale, reach it up all the way. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze the abs in. Good, breath in, extend. This time on the exhale, you're stepping your right foot through between your hands. You're going to drop your back knee down and untuck your back toes. Take an inhale, reach the arms up overhead, lift up. On your exhale, bring your hands to your heart as you lunge. Good, inhale, reach, lift. Exhale, hands to heart lunge. 3 more, just like that. Good, last 2. And 1 more here. Good, right forearm to top of right thigh. Left arm stretches up and over. Get into that left side body. Still breathing in and out through the nose here. Just gently sending the hips forward. Good, come back through center. You're gonna plant both of your hands onto the mat. Tuck your back toes under. Lift your back knee up. Now step back to a high plank. Left hand walks under the face and you're coming right into a side plank. So stacking shoulders, stacking hips. Reach the right fingers up, send the hips up. You can always come down to the forearm if you need to, or step your right foot out in front of you. Good, cinch in through your waistline here. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back through center. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Again, walk it out, back and forth, back and forth. You can stay right here if you like, or take an inhale, come forward to a high plank. Lower the knees, exhale, bend the elbows, come all the way down. Just 1 cobra this time. Inhale, hover chest and hands. And on the exhale, press it back, tabletop, downward facing dog. Good, so we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. Spread those fingers out wide, left toes reach up. Take an inhale. On the exhale, bring your knee to your nose, round your spine. Good, deep breath in, extend all the way. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze. Awesome, last one, deep breath in, reach up. And on your exhale, step through lightly. Back knee comes down, untuck your toes. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, hands to heart, lunge. Good, breathing in, lift out of your waist, lift up. Maybe you look up to challenge your balance. Exhale, lunge. 3 more. And last one here. Good, stay low in the lunge. Left forearm to left thigh, right arm stretches up and over. Good, every inhale, reaching through the tips of your fingers. Exhale, deepen, sending the hips forward and down. Good, a couple more breaths. Beautiful, come back through center. Plant the hands, framing that left foot. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, high plank to your side plank. So right hand walks under the face, rolling open, shoulders and hips stack. Got lots of modifications available here if you need them. Belly pulls in, breathing through this. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back through center. Downward dog, walk it out, back and forth, back and forth. An option to stay or moving here on the breath. Inhale forward, knees down. Exhale, come all the way to the mat. Good, peel the chest up on the inhale. On your exhale, you're gonna press back to a child's pose this time. So hips to heels, rest the forehead, walk the hands forward. Again, just breathing into your lower back here. Let your chest soften toward the mat. Relax the shoulders. Okay, now spread those fingers wide, press into the hands, come forward to tabletop, walk your knees back by about 6 inches. Toes are untucked, so you're in a modified high plank here. So think just top of a push-up, drop the knees, untuck the toes. Gaze is just in front of your mat, so the chin is out of the chest. Again, try to find that action of pushing the floor away from you, get really broad across the front, navel to spine. Take an inhale here. Take an exhale here. You should feel the abs start to shake. Draw that belly in. Good here for about 3 more cycles. Last one, take an inhale. Now, as slow as you can on your exhale, begin to bend your elbows. Lower yourself all the way to your stomach. Try to resist the floor. Stack your hands one on top of the other. Rest your forehead to the backs of the hands. Bring your big toes to touch and let your heels fall away from each other. So you're creating a bit of space in your lower back. All right, so a little bit of spine strengthening before we start to slow things down. You're going to take your arms back behind you. You can either have your arms just alongside or interlace your hands just above your lower back. Gaze stays low onto the floor. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, start to lift your chest, lift your legs. So you're using your entire posterior chain here to lift up. You want to squeeze into your glutes, your hamstrings, your calves, your inner thighs. Feel the muscles that line your spine. Good. Lift up, press the knuckles back, reach the top of the head forward, pointing your toes. Good. Make sure you're breathing here. Belly pulls in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Either ear comes to the mat. Arms rest alongside of you. And back through center. We're going to do another set of that. So either arms alongside or interlace above the low back. Gaze is low. Take a breath in. On the exhale, lift chest and legs. Knuckles push back. Head reaches forward. Squeeze. Glutes, hamstrings, calves. Belly pulls in. Inhale, you're lengthening. Exhale, lift up higher. Good. 3 cycles of breath here. You got it. 2 more. And last one. Good. Come down, left ear to the mat. All right, take your gaze back through center, plant your hands beneath your shoulders, and press yourself back to a child's pose. You can always bring your knees together here and sweep your arms back behind you, so closed-legged child's pose. It's going to give you a bit more of a stretch in your back. All right, hands come out in front of you. Come forward to tabletop. You're just going to turn your fingers around to face your knees. So the creases of your wrists are facing the top edge of your mat. Tuck your toes under. And then just lean back slightly just until you feel a stretch in your wrists. So nothing painful or too intense. And soften the elbows just slightly. Okay, now come forward, unwind the hands. So we did this yesterday. We're going to come into that same stretch for the bottoms of the feet. So toes are tucked under. Have a seat onto your heels. Okay, you can bring your hands to your thighs, or if it's really intense for you, lean forward a bit, maybe fingertips to the mat. Okay, so just breathing into that stretch. Waking up the arches of the feet. This is also really good for the backs of the legs. Good place to close your eyes and just focus on the rhythm of breath. Good, about 3 more cycles here. Hold on to it. And then at the end of your third breath, just come forward, plant your hands, lift your feet up. You can roll the ankles out or maybe really lightly tap the tops of the feet onto the mat. Good time to grab a quick sip of water and just come right onto your back. As you come onto your back, you're just going to plant your feet about hip distance apart. Slide the hips just a few inches over to the right. You can cross the right thigh on top. And now let both of your knees fall to the left. Gaze comes to the right. Maybe you tee the arms out or just take cactus arms. And belly hugs in, come back through center. Unwind the thighs, shift the hips over to the left. Left thigh on top, knees to the right. Gaze to the left, heavy shoulders. Good. Belly pulls in, come back through center, unwind. Bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees fall open. Arms just come to a comfortable position. Maybe you're reaching up overhead. Maybe arms alongside. You can bring one hand to belly, one hand to chest. Now close your eyes and just breathe here. And you can stay like this if you'd like to end your practice, or to start to extend your heels to the corners of your mat. So just the way that we started this morning. Make any final adjustments so you can get really comfortable. And then just taking a few final breaths on your mat and just letting your muscles soften completely. And as always, when you go to rise from your mat, just try to move slowly and mindfully. Take your time as you get up. This is where I leave you today. I will be back on Tuesday, 8 a.m. again. Thank you for coming, and I hope you all have a wonderful start to your Wednesday.
Thanks a lot, Anne. See you Tuesday.
Bye. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Bye.